Did you know it takes only 6 to 8 seconds for an HR officer to decide whether you get a job or not? Today in this video, I'm going to be helping you craft the perfect resume and cover letter for you to get an English teaching job in Japan. And my name is Matilda, and welcome to Teach in Japan with Matilda. And as the video states, we are going to be talking about how to write the perfect cover letter, as well as CV, or what some people call a resume. So we have to remember something, that an ESL resume has to be simple and straight to the point. Let's look at the first section, the photo and personal information. I'm going to put an example of a resume right here on the screen, and I want us to go through all these sections together. So first of all, in Japan, they expect you to put a professional head photograph, not pictures where you do a duck face or anything of the sort, just a plain background with professional attire. And your contact info only has to be your name, email, phone, city, or your visa status, if applicable. That's if you're in Japan. And please do not include things like your nationality, your age, your marital status, your religion, or your personal ID. They do not care for that information. You're just putting too much information, which makes them lose interest in you. Let's move on to the second part, which is the achievement and skills. And your achievement should show, measurable results. You can write things like increased graduation rate by 10%. You know, put numbers so that they understand and it's easy for them to compute what you say. Skills should be real, concrete, job relevant, and don't use unnecessary words to make it look longer and fuller. Just go straight to the point. Put things which are related to English teaching, such as classroom management, lesson planning, online teaching platforms, and being cultural sensitive. But do not put things like I managed to do. They know it's your CV. Just go to managed to. Don't I used to. They know it's you. There is no need to put the I. Let's move on to your education and experience. Because in Japan, the minimum for you to get a job is a bachelor's degree, that's the minimum qualification you can state. They do not need to know about your A level or O level or your high school and junior high school results. No, the first thing should be your degree. And then you can then add your TEFL and TESOL as added certifications. And we should start from the least experience to all the way to the most experience that you have. And if possible, please put it in bullet points so that it's easy again for them to see. You can as well include things where you did maybe voluntary tutoring or internship, where you did attachment for teaching. That also counts as part of your resume. And Japan values a lot of hands-on work, even if it's unpaid. They do value that. So what you should always remember is when you do your skills, put a lot of those, hard, how do I say, hardcore or hard skills for teaching Japan, for teaching in Japanese classes. For example, lesson planning and classroom management, adapting your curriculum to age groups, English grammar and pronunciation, being able to use Zoom, Google Meets to do a lot of, classes if you're required to do your classes online. Then soft skills, those are the where you talk about, patience, empathy, adaptability, teamwork with Japanese staff, yada, 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 yada. Then the last thing I want to tell you is do not include hobbies. They do not want to know that you like watching Korean dramas. They really don't care. Remember, you only have 8 seconds to impress that HR officer. Now, let's move on to your cover letter. Now, resumes show what you've done, but the cover letter tells the recruiter why you are the perfect fit for the job. They are your chance to show your enthusiasm, your professionalism, and adaptability. Now, let's talk about what the perfect cover letter looks like. I'm going to put a cover letter somewhere here, and you can as well stop the video at any moment and try and look at what I wrote. The first thing is when you're writing the greeting, do not write Dear Sir or Madam. That's outdated. Please write Dear Hiring Team so that you do not offend people. And if you know who the recruiter is, you can write the name of the recruiter. But if you do not know, please write Dear Hiring Team. And your opening statement should be stating the job you're applying for and where you found it and why you're excited to be teaching that job. Then in the body, if you're going to do 1 or 2 paragraphs, you should highlight your most relevant teaching experience, your certifications, if you have any, and your soft skills. Then in your closing statement, you should thank them for the opportunity that they might grant you and reinstate your enthusiasm and invite them to contact you. Always put your contact information. And in your cover letter, what you should always include, it's, let's say your teaching style. Use words such as, I create interactive student-centered lessons. Also mention your adaptability. I've worked with diverse students and cultures. That already tells them that you can teach a wide range of students from different backgrounds. Also highlight your skills and certifications. I hold a 120-hour TEFL or TESOL certificate, and I've experienced designing lessons for kids of this age or whatever. And also add a touch of your Japan interest. You should also write things like my experience studying Japanese language or culture will help me integrate into the Japanese society easily. Just make sure you do not mumble and waffle in your cover letter and resume. And like I said before, I've put your resume. It's right here. You can pause anytime during the video to look for information you might try and take and use in your own. Now, let's talk about what you should not include in your cover letter. Do not use a lot of overly personal information like age, nationality, marital status, religion, just like in the resume. Also, do not use long paragraphs because recruiters need to skim through. Skimming is when your eyes are just going fast. You're not reading everything. You're looking at the first line or 2 lines and you get a feel of what the person is talking about. And also, do not negative talk your past employers. It does not give a good look. Do not talk, oh, at my last job, they didn't do this. So, no, 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 no. Do not do that. And do not put things like generic statements like to whom it may concern. No, 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 no. For every cover letter you are sending to different jobs, try and make it seem like you're actually putting interest into it. So let's talk about the do's and don'ts. I'm going to put the do's this side and the don'ts this side. Do's. Definitely get a professional headshot. You can use Canva or things like ChatGPT if you do not have money to get professional headshots. Also, put strong and measurable achievements in your resume. List your credentials with the minimum being your bachelor's degree and add certifications such as TEFL, TESOL, all those other things. And also tailor your resume and your cover letter for every job. Do not send the same resume and cover letter to each company. They will read, and sometimes what you put in one company does not apply to the other, which will let them know you didn't quite put any effort to it. And keep everything to at least 1 page. That's all you need. 2 pages if you have a lot of experience. That's if you have lots and lots of experience. And let's move on to the don'ts. Do not include your nationality, your age, and your personal information. And do not use vague feelers. They don't need to see that. And do not send without proofreading your stuff. And bonus is if you make your document PDF, it is better. Instead of you using Doc, the Microsoft document. Microsoft documents sometimes can change, the layout when someone else reads it on a different device. So rather change your resume and your cover letter into a PDF style and write clear name files. For example, Bacon resume or Bacon cover letter, and use a clean and modern font. Do not use, art fonts. Use something which is easy to read. And also ask someone who is a mentor or use ChatGPT to check your CV if everything is correct. And you just always remember, build a good CV and a good cover letter, and it'll be very easy for recruiters in Japan to notice you. You will not have a hard time getting a job. That was all for the video for today. If you found this video to be useful, please give my channel a subscribe, give me a like, and comment in the comment section. I really look forward to you guys giving me feedback. It gives me a lot of, I feel better when you guys give me some of the feedback. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Have a nice day. Bye.